Hi, welcome to quarter 4 for year 3. A bit late, but better late than never. We want to give you an update as to how we concluded year 3 and what is happening for year 4. Because of where we are, I feel like it is very important that we give some context for individuals who are unaware and for educational purposes. So I brought some goodies for you guys. I'm laughing because let me tell you, one thing about Good Humans 268 Inc., Joshua and Francis, is we love a good documentation. So we want to go right back to 2023 when we came up with this lovely idea for our student community service program. It is one of the 5 objectives for Good Humans 268 Inc. So Good Humans 268 started because I was fired. Myself, Michelle, Viola, and Kat were the first board members in the BBC compound. We're talking about, like how we do our bylaws, what we're going to do as an organization. We went to Barbuda this summer, and one of the things for objective 1 is what you see in the newspaper. We do conscious conversations, climate conscious, and conscious communities. Objective 1 of the organization is to bring awareness to the environment and individuals with disabilities by having, we thought it was going to be a podcast. It is apparently a newspaper piece, but we're going to do, hopefully this year, we'll be able to get some podcasts in. It was an objective for last year. We didn't get to do that objective, but even those, we still have to digest what we were able to accomplish and what we're not able to accomplish. Objective 2 is to raise funds so that the organization is sustainable, because any business needs revenue. Objective number 3 is our student community service program. Objective 4 is our pantry, and objective 5 is Boss Adventures. We have been able to do a bit of objective 1, 2, 3, and 4, but we have been heavily focused on objective 3, which is our student community service program. And within the program, it is designed to engage students in volunteering, recycling, and reforestation. But we've zoomed into the recycling aspect. That's because, let me tell you, I learned grant writing, I learned proposal writing, and while all 3 will fit together to make a very good soup. So, like when you're going to season chicken, you need salt and pepper, and you need some fresh seasoning. So you need the onion, the garlic, and you need some gray seasoning, something like that. All of it makes the chicken really good. However, you take out one and you might have some black chicken, because there's some people who don't season their chicken with green seasoning. I don't know how and why you don't want to cut up some some peppers, onions, and garlic to make some fresh seasoning. So something like that is our student community service project, and I love to call it a Kentucky special. There are different things that would make it holistic. However, we've been able to zone in completely on recycling. So this pack here represents all of the communications, reports, receipts, emails, and WhatsApp we've sent to the government in the last 3 years. And I'm probably missing about maybe 5 or 6, probably maybe 7 communications not within this bungalow, which we'll have to update, because I keep up to date so that when our sponsors ask me anything, I have all of the receipts. So a part of this bungalow is actually the actual document that we submitted to Jeff Small Grants back in 2023. And just by way of information so that you know what I'm saying, for Jeff Small Grants, you should reach out to Natalia if you are a small grant program. You are able to apply for up to $50,000 US. $50,000 US converts to 135 Eastern Caribbean dollars, and what we have to do is we have to match that $50,000 with some form of sustainability. So our sustainability when we wrote this project back in 2023 was the plastic free initiative. So you actually see me going through here. These are all of the reports that we've submitted to the Jeff Small grants. We have submitted 3 reports, and we've also submitted several reports to Sandals Foundation. So going back, this first submission, shout out to Jeff Small Grants for believing in the vision and, you know, really helping us to bring it to life. When we did this submission of Jeff Small Grants, what would have happened is they would have given us the different disbursement in trenches, and we would have indicated to them what would happen with regards to getting the additional funding. So we were of the opinion that we would collect the bottles from schools, and in our grant we would have written that the sustainability component would be the plastic free initiative. So this really long document here, we wrote that we collect from the schools, they come to John Hughes, we're going to process by brand, by type, by size for the plastic free initiative, and we would generate an additional 135,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars. So we would be able to match that proposal. We then started the actual project in 2023, September. We did a pilot January 2023 to August 2023. We started the official project September 2023. However, the plastic free initiative closed in December of 2023. So when we wrote this proposal, even when we wrote our proposal to Sandals, we were of the opinion that we would collect from the schools and we would sell the bottles. We were not even located in John Hughes. We were actually over at BBC. Life be lifing, and just before the official launch for the project in 2024, we moved to where this video is currently being recorded. We had a tent, which was here. We invited hundreds of people. We did an official ribbon cutting, and we were of the impression that, you know, delay is a blessing. Things are still going to move on. And since September 2023, we've been in negotiations with the government. We've written, we've called, we've gone to lots of meetings, we've sent lots of emails, we've sent lots of WhatsApp messages. We've had lots of promises, and we are still in the negotiation phase. Ideally, these videos are designed especially for the individuals in John Hughes. The plan is not going according to plan, and I am so sorry. And I don't think I can say sorry enough. Recently, I actually went and I filled out the form. I just need to get it stamped. I am hoping that we can have a few community consultants in John Hughes, just so I can update the people and let them know, like, you know, I can answer any questions. I'm coming with all of the books so you can see the different things I've said to the government and what the government have said to us. And we are hoping to have the contents all moved. So let's just ensure that you go back 2023. We designed the program. We put the bins in the school. We're going to do a school tour. And then what would happen, we come to John Hughes. We're able to give individuals with disabilities jobs. We sort by brand, by size, by type. We started September 2023. The plastic free initiative closed December 2023. However, December 2023, they said to us, don't worry, we're going to open back the program February 2024. We have our official launch. The Governor General is here. Honorable Sir Malwin Joseph is here. Representative from Jeff, representative from Sandals. We're all excited because plastic is an issue. We do the official ribbon cutting, and we're told, although the program isn't open back in February, the program is going to open back in June. So now we've gone a complete school year of just collecting and not moving anything. We go to the Honorable Sir Malwin and we're like, you know, this doesn't make any sense. We're going to have to close down the program. And they're like, you know, don't close down the program. That doesn't make any sense. We're going to honor the commitment. And they do. And they give us the first disbursement of 60,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars. And I love to be very transparent. I was on a radio interview and I like to tell people, come and speak to me. Come. Please come and let me show you the report. Because this report that I've submitted to Jeff, like all of these different reports. They have in the receipts, they have in how we spend every single dollar. Shout out to Jeff and Sandals for giving us $98,000. And this little booklet here, every pink page represents a different report. So this report here, so this report says Student Community Service Recycling Term 3, April 2024 to July 2024. And then if I skip to this other pink page here, just after this pink page, it says Sandals Foundation 2025. Because every dollar that you get for grant money, one of the misconceptions is you can just spend it how you like. It's so funny. It's really funny though. It's really funny that you have to do that. But again, I will say people are naive. They don't know. And they are of the opinion you can just do what you want. So we've had to submit lots of reports, lots of receipts. And one thing that have saved Good Humans 268, even if John Hughes isn't looking how it's supposed to look, is we've kept good records. We have been transparent this whole time. And I encourage individuals, if you ever are interested in how we would have spent the $98,000 that we initially got, or you are interested in how grants work, we are an open book. We have shared this with each of our donors just because I want people to know, like, you know, it is not random. All of the money, we can tell you where it went. There's a receipt, there's a check stub, there's something to tell you. 2024. So we are, you know, when we started, you know, we launched 2024, we get that $60,000. And after we're able to give all the bottles, so 60,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars is the equivalent to 300,000 bottles, we're told we have to go back to the negotiation table, which we do. And we wrote another set of letters, gone to another set of meetings, and we're at the end. It looks like we're at the end, guys. I'm excited. The next video that I record, it should be with me with a mic saying we're at day 1 of moving bottles in John Hughes. Can you get some? I want that. I'm hoping that is the next video that you see me record. And we have been successful in speaking to the Honorable Sir Michael Joseph. Thank you very much. We're looking. We're not out of the tunnel yet, but we are close to the end because the commitment that the government has made to ensure that all of the contents we've diverted from the landfill will go through the processing facilities that we thought. So in 2023, so I want you to envision 2023 when we wrote the project, it was collect from the schools, sort, they go to the plastic-free initiative, which would go to ABREC. There was a breakdown in communication, the plastic-free closed. However, because of the communication we've had with the government and all of the different meetings, we had an official ribbon cutting. Like, what? We were on target. It didn't work out as planned. And what happened is we kept going. We kept, keeping the faith. And I will say, it looks like keeping the faith is going to benefit us because it looks like, things are actually going to work out in the next upcoming weeks. So for year 4, we're also going to do these quarterly update videos, so you're going to know how much content we've moved and all of these things. But the first thing on my agenda is to get this document here signed so that we can do a consultation. In John Hughes, I want to be able to tell the individuals in the community what's happening, and I also have one for the Cots Cross Primary School. I just need to get them stamped and dropped to the Ministry of Education because we want to do some consultation, not just in John Hughes and in Cots Cross, but all across the island. And the idea for these update videos is to be super transparent, to be super honest, and to let you know we have been working diligently to get the contents moved from John Hughes, to change legislation, and to do right by individuals with disabilities. And your girl, I've been talking about not just changing one law, but changing 2 laws in Antigua and Barbuda. We would love to see the Disability Act up and running. And again, going back to 2023, this here is the amendment to the Environmental Protection Levy, which is the technical levy, which 2023 Joshua thought was up, but I've learned law on paper and law in actuality are 2 different things. So the update is really, the plan has not gone as planned, and I'm so sorry to anybody who has been directly or indirectly impacted. I am so sorry to the community of John Hughes, just because they actually feel the blunt of it, especially individuals who are in close proximity. Again, the plan was never to even be in John Hughes. The plan was to be over by BBC. That didn't work out. And I was like, we could just go John Hughes because it's just going to be a few months. And it has literally turned into 2 years. And I keep saying, and I know I am annoying, I said to one of our creditors just this week, I know I keep saying that I'm going to pay. I know I keep saying, and I know I keep promising, but I am so sorry. The only thing I can definitely say to you, I am working overtime to ensure any creditor is paid. I want to ensure all the cans and bottles are moved from John Hughes. I want to ensure that we put in the work to get legislation changed, and ultimately we want to give individuals with disabilities jobs. And these update videos are to let you know that we're working on it. We're here to show you the proof that we've been doing the work. I remember walking into Micah's office. I'm like, Joshua, and he was just like, Joshua, I'm going to give you a space in the cupboard over there, and every time you come to my office, I'm going to just open the drawer for your seat. Because there are actually 2 copies of this. So there's one for the ministry and there's one for Good Humans 268 Inc. And that is because we have faced so much backlash because of the state of John Hughes, and also we faced so much backlash because people don't understand how grant goes, and people are also of the opinion that we want John Hughes to look this way. I want it all gone off of my land. I want it all gone, and I want it all gone, and I want a better system in place. One of the things we also need to be very frank about, we do not know the status of what's going to happen for the program in September, just because, again, shout out to Lois. She's been amazing, and all the other team members who has given their time, their energy. Poor Joshy. Given and given and given, and we're now at the place where we're not sure we can continue that way. And the idea is, again, going back, when we initially developed the program, it was not designed that we would need to generate revenue from the beginning. The idea was, with the environmental amendment, we would have been able to generate revenue from the bottles. That didn't work. So we're now at eco communities, eco businesses, eco events, and the structure that we're hoping to put in place is, in each community, if we're able to get several businesses or households paying us for our services, we will be able to collect from the schools for free. Hence, we are now trying to do several consultations in different communities to see if we can get businesses on board. And from businesses being on board, we'll be able to keep the program alive, even if we're not able to sell the bottles at the end. So ideally, we're thinking for the 2026-2027 school year, what would happen is we would still collect from the schools, but instead of coming to John Hughes, we're going to take everything to the Antigua and Barbuda Waste Recycling Corporation. We don't have a yes or no if that is going to be the plan. That is the current train of thought, just because I don't want us to close down the program. It's been 3 years of greatness, 3 years of magic. It's just gonna be very sad that we close down the program, and there's so much more work to do. I don't think I'm at the place to share every nitty-gritty detail, but last year we would have worked with UNESCO, and one of the things that we did with UNESCO is a classroom, and we would have actually designed a full breakdown of what we would like to do at kindergarten, at grade 1, at grade 2, and the idea now is to bring it to life. So if we were to close down the program, we're not going to be able to bring it to life. We designed so much material, and there's so much hope for educating individuals about waste management. When we started the program, we're just going to recycle bottles and cans, and then we eventually learned about glass. Let me tell you, right? Shout out to Young Leaders of America's initiative. I was able to go to Louisiana, and this is sand. This is blue sand made from Bombay bottles. I brought it back from Louisiana. This is white sand. I brought it back from Louisiana. This here is it is a very fine grain of sand, and then this is sand. This is glass. This is also blue sand. Let me tell you, I was in the airport and I was praying, do not throw away, because when I was coming back home from Louisiana, I didn't have a carry-on. I didn't have a checked bag, I only had a carry-on. And this sand in particular, the glass is crushed and they're using this sand to restore the coastal lines in Louisiana. And I am hoping that we can do the same in Antigua and Barbuda. We're going to create sand from the glass, and my overarching idea is to fix the breach in Barbuda. Hurricane Irma, this was Barbuda. Now there is literally a breach, and I'm hoping that we can use this sand like Louisiana and we can help to fix that breach. Outside of that, it can be used for decorative pieces, it can be used for landscaping, it can be used for construction. And my idea is that all of the glass we've collected, we're going to buy a machine and we're going to turn it into sand. And we are going to expand after glass, after sand, after cans to organic waste. We are going to turn organic waste into composting. Hear me out. Think about Carnival. Think about any event that you have been to. We can change the way waste is managed. Composting leads to black gold. Black gold. Think about an event. This year, we had the pleasure of working with Breakfast Fed. Can you imagine if we didn't get to do composting this year, we were able to compost all of that food scraps, and then next year when you go to the event, they're able to give you a pot with maybe some tea or tomato or cucumber. And every event you go to, they have a composting station, and then the next year, because we composted, we're able to give back patrons something that they can take home and plant. Like, we take home all of the cups, we're now going to take home something that you can plant in your backyard. Can you imagine that every single event, Breakfast Fed again, we were able to divert over 19,000 bottles. We were able to divert over 13,000 cans, over 3,000 glass from the landfill. And the idea is, I know John Hughes doesn't look good. I know that people are tired of me saying it's going to work out, but trust me, it is going to work out. There is proof in the pudding. You just have to tug it out. You have to send a few emails, send a few WhatsApp messages. Keep at it, because our goal with Good Humans 268 Inc. is to create golden opportunities for individuals with disabilities, and we're hoping to do so by tackling waste. So you know, with these update videos, I have to give you all of the facts. So I said to you guys, we've written a lot to the government and we are at the final stretch. Shout out to Michael Joseph for believing in the vision. I'm gonna go to his office. I have a space. We're gonna turn glass into sand. Every meeting I go to, I walk with these and I'm just like, can you imagine the impact that we can have? And one of the things that we are very transparent with is one of our biggest challenges has been raising funds to ensure we can continue the program. And again, I'm encouraging anyone to reach out to us at 789-GOOD. That number is 789-GOOD, 789-4663. That number again is 789-4663. Or you can reach out to us at info@goodhumans268.org. And we are going to be able to give you some tips about grant writing, scaling, and really truly stick to itness. Like, how have we been able to survive so much months with no salary, limited income, using a car? And the reality is that is because we believe in the vision of change with legislation, change with individuals with disabilities. And the reality is, it is next to impossible just to give up. Let me just tell you, I said to somebody in a meeting, I believe God has a sense of humor, because we never planned it to be in John Hughes. The plan was to be over at BBC, and that didn't work out. And we actually moved to John Hughes days before the actual launch. And I'll be able to clip in some pictures and videos so you can see, like, you know, it was definitely get this done. We're going to have this official launch. And if the items were not on my personal land, I would have thrown in the towel, because it is a lot. It is a lot. Even to move the contents just for full transparency. We're a non-profit organization. No revenue that we receive goes into any person's pocket. I said to someone, we have estimated, and probably even more, 10 containers of glass, plastic, and cans in John Hughes. We can load 10 40-foot containers with ease. Each 40-foot container holds 48 bales. 48 bales needs just about 40 bags per bale. So in the container, you need 48 bales, and to make one bale, you need just about 40 bags. A truck can hold 42 bags. If it's packed efficiently, shout out for Maverick. Maverick is the real MVP with packing trucks. Let me let y'all know that we've mastered the art of maximizing our resources. In order for us to pack 10 containers, we need $80,000 in just trucking. And then we've estimated that in order for us to move the content fast, we would like to have a team of 20 on the ground. We're looking at $114,000 in staffing. Then a basic necessity we need is water. We're looking at about $580 in water across 10 weeks. We need gloves, garbage bags, and we're looking about $35,000 for gloves and garbage bags. For us to move the content from John Hughes to Abrek, we're looking at over $200,000. And let me tell you, like, crunching the figures, if you don't believe me, crunch it yourself. We need 48 bales to fill one container. You need 40 bags for one bale. Each truckload takes technically one bale. So that means we need to move over 4,000 truckloads, and each truckload is valued at $200. Trucking will cost us $80,000. We're not paying anybody no $200. Staff, we would have a team of 18, and these 18 individuals would be paid $110, and then the supervisor would be paid $150 per day. With these 20 team members, again, $114,000. Then we gotta buy gloves, garbage bags, water, over $200,000 just to move these items in John Hughes. So recycling is a big money business. I've also run the calculations. I've said so on multiple radio stations. If each home, 30,000 homes, was to pay $45 per month, we can generate $16,200,000 from households. If every event, just like we did breakfast spread, from the ticket sales, we were able to charge between $1 to $5 per ticket per event, we can generate over $200,000 annually, because it's not it's not like we're charging an overall fee for the event. We're charging for how much tickets you sell, just like the charging at inland revenue. If we were to do the same thing with tourism, and if every business, just like you have to submit to inland revenue, you have to submit a waste management plan per year. And for food handlers, we would train individuals about the beauty of waste and all the things that could happen. We can generate $53 million annually in this lovely small island of Antigua and Barbuda. And from that revenue, people like Good Humans 268 will be contracted. We're going to be able to pay individuals with disabilities, and we're going to be able to move the conversation forward when it comes to legislation change and doing great things. I'm really excited about the future of waste. And there are days that I'm discouraged, there are days I'm tired, and I will say to anybody, John Hughes is a crossroad between beauty, resilience, and also failure. Because for someone who doesn't understand waste, or someone who doesn't care about waste, they drive down and they see all of these bottles and they're like, oh, what are these people doing? But for someone who understands resilience, for someone who understands dedication, for someone who understands that every single plastic bottle that you see around us represents a second life, hope. It represents literal 3 years of negotiations and not giving up, 3 years of tears. I will say to, I'm not going to say the business name, but there's a particular business, right? I said to him the other day, see, when you're married, you got to invite me to your wedding. He will be a legacy member for Good Humans 268 because his sacrifice His dedication, his patience, his understanding is unmatched. And where we are as an organization is just because, like him and several other people, I've been able to share the vision of Good Humans 268 Inc. The vision is to change the way waste is managed. The vision is to ensure we can give individuals with disabilities jobs. The vision is to move past recycling and get to the reforestation part of it, and get to the volunteering part of it, and get to doing all of the other objectives. The vision is to change the narrative surrounding disability, waste, climate change. The vision is to ensure that when I close my eyes in death, or even before that, and individuals, I can't wait, please sign up to be a member of Good Humans 268 so that you can run for the presidency. Because, you know, I would say to anybody how Good Humans is designed is I don't want to be the president forever. I don't want to be the one who has to keep doing these update videos and has to keep going to the meetings and doing the letters. I can't wait to pass that on to someone. I just hope that we have the structures in place so that when I'm passing it on, I'm passing on something that is worthwhile and valuable. And we will keep doing these update videos. We'll keep you in the loop, and just know we are working for the people of Antigua and Barbuda. We are working for a cleaner, greener Antigua and Barbuda. We want to give jobs to individuals with disabilities. We want to change legislation. Carnival is going to turn 70. We want to be a part of that 70. We want every band to have a green team. We want every FET promoter to think about waste differently. We want to plant thousands of trees. We want to compost all of your waste. We made a teddy bear. We want to make the Chogam logo. We want to make the recycling sign. We want to make the disability sign. We want to do wonders when it comes to waste. And the idea for these update videos is to let you know that we're working on it. There's lots of work happening behind the scenes, and we're so grateful for the people who are in our community. And we always have to say we are sorry to the people of John Hughes just because the plan hasn't been going as planned. And I'm hoping the next time I'm recording the update video for year 4, quarter 1, I am not going to be saying change is happening. I'm going to be able to show you trucks moving, thousands of bottles, thousands of bags. We're at the end. Shout out to the Honorable Sir Michael Joseph for believing in the vision and really putting in the work to help us move forward. And we'll also be able to give you an update on our student community service program. Stay locked on our social media, because change, it takes time. And sometimes it looks like a pile of rubbish, but change is happening right here in John Hughes.